Welcome everybody to another Flipping Tables. My name is Sean.
And I am Tico.
And today we have a game called Badmoji. This game is the poop icon.
It is the poop.
It is the poop. This is a game by Gray Matters Games. It is for three to whatever players or teams of players. This is a party game, but it is not as bad as something like...
It is move your thumb so they can see that it is not safe for work.
This is a not safe for work game.
Yeah.
This is definitely not safe for work, much like Cards Against Humanity would not be safe for work.
This is maybe a little lighter than that, but...
This takes the world of, people speaking in emojis and makes a game out of it. So the gameplay, it has a whole bunch of cards. I'd say there's over 150 cards in the deck. They all have images on them with emojis. Every single card is just emojis, right? And on the back of the card is the answer.
Yes.
Of what that is. The basic idea of this, so for example, if Tico and I were playing on a team and I'm the clue giver, I would take cards and I would give a clue to all the players who are playing. However many teams there are, however many players there are. The player who first gets the answer correctly takes the card as a point.
Correct, yes.
And as a clue giver, I would do that until 5 of these cards have been guessed correctly and given to whoever guessed them. And then the clue giver would move to the next person. So, right. Tico, how about this one right here?
Well, that one is clearly, tossing salad.
Tossing the salad. That's correct. So you would get that one. I would
get a point.
This one here, Tico?
Nose candy.
Let's just get it in frame, shall we?
All right.
Yes, that is nose candy.
So
how about one more?
All right, so it's a basketball and the birds and the bees. So birds and the bees is sex. Rebound sex.
Nicely done.
Yes.
Nicely. Tico's very good at this game.
I clearly have something wrong with me because I am actually quite good at figuring out what these things are, and it is fun.
Here we have a pair of pants with an arrow, and it looks like water, maybe at a beach, but I think it's pointing to a pocket, and that is a pool. Pocket pool.
Pocket pool. So these are, as you can see, not safe for work. You're not.
Oh, and there's some bad ones. We picked some pretty tame ones.
We picked the tame
to
ones.
show here.
Do not play this with your grandmother.
Or, well, maybe she speaks that way. See, here's the problem with this game. You really need to be, I don't know, you have to have a way with colloquialisms and all of these different, like there's sayings in here that I've never heard of.
Yeah, I've heard of most of them, again, and then
there's a lot of them. Like
at the end of the game, you count up the points, and there are 1, 2, or 3 point cards based off of the difficulty of them. And at the end of the game, everybody tabulates their points, and the winning team is whoever has the most points. 1
point, 2 points, 3 points, depending on the difficulty level of that particular card, and that's what you score up at the end.
Yeah,
it's a very, very simple game, but you really need to know colloquialisms and just
you need to have a very dirty mind for this.
Yeah,
it is fun. It's a fun game with the right group. I'm entertained by it. We found ourselves laughing as we were going through this and playing through this. We've had like just laughing as you're trying to, what could that possibly be? And you're like, oh, I get it now. And so there's some very fun moments with this.
But even as the clue giver, sometimes it's hilarious just to see because you're holding the card up to whoever, and you're looking at the answer, and I'm like, no, and then you're like, what is that? What is the picture for that?
Yeah,
it's just as much fun being the clue giver as it is trying to guess it. But what a great party game for those who, if you're a fan of the raunchy games.
Yeah.
I don't think it's not as raunchy as Cards Against Humanity. That can get pretty crude.
Yeah.
But there are some pretty crude things in this game. But it is the not safe for work. Again, this is Badmoji. This game is the poop icon by Gray Matters Games. This game is the poop.